This is how virtue makes you the most dangerous person in the right way. I'm going to tell you how to become the most dangerous person in any room. The world is full of posers, fake threats. I'm not talking about being dangerous because you're angry. And no, you don't become dangerous because you're the loudest person in the room. I'm not talking about selling wolf tickets or convincing people that your arrogance is actually confidence. It's cheap and it's weakness in disguise. A mindset based on virtue makes you the real threat. It makes you impossible to control, impossible to manipulate, and it makes you unshakable. Intimidation no longer works on you. You become the main character in your own life. Virtue isn't about following some abstract code of conduct. It's a playbook. It's a field guide for what works in every situation and always leads you to the best results. This is a foundational principle that most people are getting wrong because they don't know any better. I am talking about your mental foundation, the core logic in your human operating system. All your ideas, your decisions, your emotions, and actions have a point of origin. They have a starting place that everything else flows downstream of. This is your core idea. What you believe is good, what you think is valuable or worth obtaining. Whatever you have in that place right now is running your life. If you want to be happier, more successful, and resilient, you need to upgrade the operating system. Take that core idea and replace it with virtue instead. Virtue is now your North Star. Virtue is now the only thing you want. I know it's a big ask, so let me explain how it works. The four cardinal virtues: wisdom, justice, courage, discipline. Combined, we just call them virtue. Another way to think about them is this is your character, the kind of person you are deep inside. These four virtues serve as an operating system, a method for making decisions, and a check on all your actions. Plain and simple, if it doesn't fit with virtue, you don't do it. These four things consistently lead you towards long-term happiness, health, success, and goodness. We commonly combine all these things and just say excellence. Puts you on the side of truth, decency, and logical, rational behavior. Here is where you become dangerous and unshakable. This is where nobody gets to control you anymore. If you only look to virtue and you are uncompromising in your value system, things change. Your new primary goal is to behave with virtue. All the virtues are internals or things that just happen inside your mind. You have 100% control over the internals at all times, meaning you 100% have the option to always be successful and never fail again. If virtue is all you want, nobody can threaten or manipulate you ever again. There is nothing important to you that they can touch. Being something that happens inside your mind, nobody can take your virtue away. The thing that is most important to you is always yours. That should make you feel incredibly confident and do a lot to limit any worry or anxiety you might be feeling. Money, it can be lost or stolen. Virtue can't. Reputation can be diminished by lies or some embarrassing incident can just ruin it. Virtue doesn't have that problem. Possessions can be taken away in divorce or repossessed. Virtue is always yours. Friends can drift apart. Relationships end. People die. Jobs are lost. Businesses fail. Everything is subject to bad luck. Everything except virtue. Wisdom tells you what is good and bad, what serves you in the long run, and what is just temporary desire. Justice keeps you connected to other people, doing right by those around you, not creating enemies. Helps you opt out of the social drama. Courage means doing the right thing despite any fears or possible downside. Courage means being the one who can be counted on when things go sideways. Discipline. This is the engine behind every positive thing in your life. It is self-mastery, doing the things you know you should do, not doing the things you know you shouldn't do. You live this way for a while, and you will notice that you don't have nearly as many consequences and regrets. You do less things that you are ashamed of. When situations pop up, you don't get stuck in indecision. You already have a plan, and that plan is to behave with virtue. Always doing the thing that is logical, wise, best for everyone, and you don't let little fears stop you, which means you are going to be successful much more often. You stay on this track, and people will start looking to you for leadership, for guidance, to be the one that will see them through. You start to have more influence and trust than anyone else. Someone else might have the title of boss or manager. Everyone around knows you are the leader. People might try to take you down or knock you down a peg, but it won't work. Take money away, I still have virtue. Put you in a less comfortable situation, that's fine. My virtue will keep me comfortable. Talk trash, run you down, whatever. I know I'm on the path of virtue, which means goodness and truth. If you're against me, that means you are on the side of evil and lies. And please judge me by my haters. Other people don't always see it right away, but eventually they get it. People are actually very good at knowing who is decent and who they can trust. Virtue isn't about telling people that you are great or convincing people that you are strong. Virtue is about actually being strong, actually striving for excellence, and letting people figure it out for themselves. Think of all the tools that are used to control you and see how virtue breaks those chains. With virtue, you are dangerous to those who use misinformation and lies because you insist on the truth. You are dangerous to those who breed chaos because you are calm and steady. You are dangerous to those who use peer pressure and social manipulation because virtue exists in a place where that stuff doesn't matter. You become dangerous to those who tempt and corrupt because you don't want anything that virtue doesn't provide. You are dangerous to those who would threaten to take from you because they can't take anything important. You know it. Now, here's the big payoff: happiness and peace of mind. With virtue, you live a life that is free from threats, where you have a positive trajectory and you find success constantly. You have increased self respect, increased confidence. You have less anxiety because you know that virtue is always yours. You are constantly growing and improving yourself. You are hopeful about the future. Put yourself in that state of mind. Imagine what it is like to have all that going for you. Of course, you feel happy. You should feel happy because you earned it by being the kind of person actually deserves to be happy.